So I'm not pro women. And I know that's like kind of a crazy thing to say in today's society to not be like unequivocally on board with women and women's shenanigans, but hear me out. I honestly think that there are a lot of women out there who are sociopathic, unhinged, deranged, and they get away with their sociopathy because society has a tendency to underestimate women and the violence that women can commit. In order to maintain this idea that women are inherently innocent and fragile and therefore must be pitied, I don't always believe women's sob stories because I'm not that. I think women are overpowered. I think women are like really, really privileged in society and have a kind of protective shield that men do not.
This is why I will forever say that Pickmes are dangerous to women and to society. And once they reveal themselves to be an enemy to women, they need to lose all access to any benefits or sisterhood that womanhood provides. Because in 2025, why would you get your stiff wig having behind on the internet and say that you think that women have a protective shield that men don't have? Women are started off in their lives being informed to watch out for men because of all of the things that they can and will do to a woman if they have the opportunity to do. I've said this before, but I will say it again right now. I think that any woman that has a father that was in their lives or somewhat active, or if they have an uncle, grandfather, nephew, or brothers that care about them, when you are younger, you will always get that talk from those men in your life. They'll say, hey, now that you're growing up now, you know that you got to make sure that you watch out for men. Men are bad. Men are liars. Men will pretend to like you and they'll manipulate you so that they can get what they want from you, which is usually intercourse, and they will throw you away afterward. Or I just want you to know that men have the ability to have intercourse with you and not like you and not care about you at all. And, I wish that people would stop acting like they don't know this, right? I was always told that men are predatory, that you can't trust them. So don't find yourself alone with a man or with more than one man because you don't know what they'll do to you. My father told me that. You know what I'm saying? And then, in society, we're told as women, like, don't wear certain clothes around men because they supposedly lack so much self-control that if they see a body part of yours that arouses them, they may possibly grape you. So my thing is this, is that if women were so protected in society, why is it that soon as we get old enough, we are advised about the scary nature of men? And I've talked to so many men over the years in the work that I do, and I've asked them, do you get a talk from your mom or your dad warning you about women in such a way? They always say no. The most a young man has ever told me, a young man or a man has told me, will be that he'll say, well, I was warned that if I do well in school, if I'm an athlete or I got some money or I'm going somewhere in life or I have something that will afford me some money or privilege, that they will tell them that some women may try to latch on to them or go dig on them or try to trap them with a baby. And mind you, those aren't things that a man can stop those things. A man can control those things. Because a man has complete control over his penis and his semen. So he can easily not allow himself to impregnate a woman, to not be hoodwinked. All he has to do is keep his legs closed. So it's like, this whole argument that Pickmes try to do to make it seem like it's actually women that are the true evil ones in society is really dangerous, honestly. Because if you literally want to look at the situation logically, factually, and statistically, the stats prove that she is indeed wrong. The stats prove that she is a pick-me, making content, hoping that if she gets on her hands and knees and degrades herself and her sisters for men, that she will be able to obtain one. And, I see these pick-me's every day, but I'm going to tell you, it never stops being embarrassing to me because I really wish that pick-me's would understand that the men that you attract being a pick-me are always going to be men that you do not want. You will not want them. Their character will be flawed. They will not respect you. And I see pick-me's in two categories, and it usually applies 98% of the time. You got the pick-me's that are either with a dusty and they're miserable and they want to spread pick-me content because deep down inside, they are discontent. And they want other women to suffer due to jealousy. They see a single happy woman or a woman that's not a pick-me, they're jealous. And they want to spread as much as their crazy rhetoric is possible. Or you have the other pick-me's that don't have a man at all, and they desperately want one. And they think that exuding desperation or showing a man, oh, I need you, I need a man, I can't live, I can't breathe, I can't eat, I can't go to the store and get cereal, I can't do nothing, I can't get a Pop-Tart, I can't eat, I can't drink nothing without a man. Oh my gosh, what am I going to do? You know, they think that that type of desperation is a way to get one. And I think that Pearly Things is a great example of that. You know, she sits there and was throwing all the women under the bus, saying everything that men wanted her to say, literally saying every single solitary thing that men wanted her to say. She makes essentially anti-woman content, hoping to be chosen. And only to have men say, yeah, you know what, Pearly, we agree with you. We do. But yeah, you're too unattractive for us to choose. Sorry, so we can't pick you. You're just too unattractive. How embarrassing. Or a woman like The Real Jane on TikTok, a woman that gets on TikTok every day. You know what I'm saying? Shaming women and talking about how amazing and awesome and undervalued men are. She's outside standing on a street corner, holding signs up in support of men. And these men constantly overlook her and won't even take her seriously. Nasty work. Begging for a man, literally throwing yourself at men, and dare I say, throwing yourself at Dusties, and you can't even pull one of them. Yikes. But let me just get back on track. Let's talk about facts here. Men commit a disproportionately high amount of violent crimes, or a high percentage, however you want me to say it. High percentage of violent crimes, with studies showing that they account for around 80 to 90% of those arrested for all violent offenses. Globally, roughly, men, or let me just say globally, men roughly, sorry, I'm tripping. Globally, men roughly account for 95% of all people convicted of homicide. And for the people that will say, oh, well, you know, what about the women that set up the men? What about the women that use a man to unalive someone? Well, okay. Well, clearly she wasn't about to do it herself. So if you ain't do it, it wouldn't get done. So what does it lead back to? The men, right? So yeah, y'all still the problem. And I'm not saying that women don't do things like as far as on a violent tip, but we already know when we look at the numbers, it's not a lot. It's not a lot. And I'm sorry if you hate that, but it's just the facts. So, you know, you have to understand that seriously, though. If you look anywhere, depending on which place that you're at on the planet, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter where, though. Men commit the majority of homicides, and that is a consistent pattern across cultures and time. It's just what it is. And let's also talk about the U.S. Department of Justice. They estimate that 95% of reported assaults on spouses or an ex-spouse are committed by men against women. So really, what are we talking about? So I really just want, you know, these pick-me's to stop with these fairy tales like women have it easy and women are some dainty flowers that have a cheat code to society and they can just do whatever they want to men and get away scot-free. Because they literally have women-only trains because men are so predatory and disgusting that they can't be trusted to get on public transport with women. Do you understand that? Japan has women-only trains to address concerns about sexual harassment and groping. You know what I'm saying? And they even make hentai about that type of thing, which is problematic, but that's a whole nother topic. India, they have a huge problem with sexual harassment and groping. And that's why they have also rape, of course. And that's why they have women-only trains. Egypt as well, Iran, and other places. So it's like, where are the men-only trains? Where are they that are created because women just can't help but go on the train and sit down and fondle some man's nether regions? Where is it happening at? Where are the places that men are in fear of their lives with mace and things on their little keychains that can poke you because they're scared that a woman's going to run up behind them and do something to them? Stop it. Really, I really wish that pick-me's would stop minimizing real issues that affect women just to hopefully get chosen by a man who doesn't wash between the crack of his behind. It's insane because that's the only man you're going to pull, a dirtbag. So why are you even doing this, sis? And it's crazy because they always want to make this straw man argument that everyone believes that women are perfect without flaw. No one, not even women, believe women are perfect. Nobody believes that women are above making mistakes. I've had plenty of problems with women and they've been on some BS. That's not what it is. All we're ever trying to say is that, at least this is, I'll just speak for women, but y'all can tell me if I'm wrong. But I really believe that most women believe that, or they know that women aren't out here causing the chaos and destruction and the violence that men are. Most women are not preying on men and preying on children and raping them and putting them in the dirt. The stats do not prove that. Accept it. Men commit 99.1% of all forcible rape. So stop acting like you don't know who is doing what and who is abusing their power. It is so very dangerous to push narratives like that because women are already an at-risk demographic. You know, they're already treated unfairly. People already don't listen to us. So you want to push further the narrative of all of this by telling everyone, yeah, women aren't angels. They're doing all of these things to men. They're sociopathic. They can't be trusted. So whatever you do to them, they deserve it. Or if they ever say anything, don't believe them. That is violence against women, period. It is violence. Who has the reputation of so-called being able to pretend to like someone or even love someone until they get what they want from them? Who has a reputation of doing that? Y'all tell me, who has a reputation of being so sexually undisciplined that you have to be warned that you can't even wear certain clothes around them or they just gonna go crazy? Whose reputation is that? You know, because, oh my goodness, I saw you in those shorts. Oh my goodness, I'm getting set off. I'm about to turn into a rapist. Who has a reputation of saying, oh yeah, you know, I can engage in the most intimate act with you that a human can do with another human. And I cannot like you. I cannot care about you. I cannot have one shred of emotion about you. And then I can discard you like I'm nothing. That's just what I do. That's just in my human nature. That's just in my biology. Huh? Who says that? Men, right? Men say all of these things. All of these things are said about men. And men literally say that last thing that I said with pride. They say it out of their own mouths. So you hear all of these things that men say, and you're telling me that women are the ones that you have to worry about? Yeah. I wish, or you know what? I hope that this lady goes outside of her room and steps on some Legos barefoot. Truthfully, because baby, this is pure violence. And I'm tired of seeing it. And then these are the same women that if something happens to them, the first people they run into is the so-called sisterhood that they put down. They expect support from fellow Black women. Just disgraceful. But anyway, I digress. If you watched this whole video and you enjoyed it, please do me a favor and drop a 22 down in the comments. So you already know why. Because this lady is double boo-boo. Boo to the boo-boo boo. Because why would you even say this, girl? And if you can't donate to my Cash App above to help support the channel, that's no problem at all. Just do your girl a free favor and follow me on TikTok where I live stream. It'll cost you nothing. The free ski. Also follow me on YouTube. Hit that notification bell and that subscribe button. And as always, ladies, I really love to hear from y'all. So please drop your thoughts, comments, and feelings down below.